One of the big things that we'll do is, and Stefan will do that, is present the results of an investigation that we did together into the trends in PIM and in commerce, but you'll tell everything about that. And a great turnout today. And I already was speaking to Stefan and saying, why wouldn't we organize a whole PIM day somewhere in future, maybe next year, where 200-300 people who are specialists in product information management are together with some sponsors, and it's going to be us there and maybe Shopify as well, Benjamin. So welcome all the way. Sounds like a first step into organizing something bigger. So we'll hope to keep in touch with you and do this as well. So this is who I am. You can find me on LinkedIn. For the German people on Xing, I don't know, Xing is not dead yet, but LinkedIn will soon kill Xing off. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Mastodon, just to try it out. You see, I try out everything. All this shit. And the funny thing is, on this slide, my phone number is not even here. So I forgot the major thing that I used 10 years ago. This is a little bit depicting the problems that you have in connecting consumers and connecting people, because you need to find each and every one on a different channel. But you can use Blink then for my contact details. So if you scan this QR code, then you're there. So I'll wait now 5 minutes before you do that all, so you can find me later. No? You can do it later also. And I'm often just testing out things. So after all the whole crap started with Twitter and Elon Musk making it very difficult to communicate, I started on Mastodon. But you see, I've spent 10 years in getting 1,200 followers on Twitter. And on Mastodon, 2 months, only 20 followers. And the bad thing is that everybody on Mastodon is complaining about Twitter. So actually Mastodon is a complaint group from Twitter users. I see no further development there. So Censhare, I need to make some advertisements for the money we paid here. Censhare is a platform that combines PIM, DAM, and CMS functionality. And that's super cool because these things cannot live without each other anymore. And they have done a smart job 20 years ago when they established Censhare, is to build a software application up from the ground that's not 3 separate modules with 3 relational databases separately, with separate logins, separate UIs. It's one platform built on graph database technology that offers you this all. So it's a bit like Wikipedia. If you work in Censhare and you click on something else opens up. If you click on a picture in your digital asset management system, all the information about the picture pops up, but also all the product information and the product data connected to this picture. So very, very well done. One platform to work from instead of a PIM that offers some DAM, or a DAM that offers a little bit PIM, or a CMS that offers nothing, or commerce platforms that have a little bit PIM. I know, Benjamin, you've got a great commerce platform, but our PIM is better. And we can connect, so basic functionality in Shopify is perfect and it's brilliant, but you can also integrate with our product. And we have been named 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. It really needs pointing. So this is your PIM, language version promotion data, connected to product groups. And I apologize because the presentation is in Dutch, but I was switching to English, otherwise not all people in the audience can understand, so apologies for the bilingual presentation here. So we've been named as the #1 PIM vendor in the eMERS 100 of last year, and we were well pleased that we were on top of all the other players in our area. Got some good reviews from a lot of PIM customers that we have in our environment. And who are these PIM customers that we have? What are the retail players in our industry? Here you see the brands, the biggest brands that we work for in Europe. And a beautiful example is Migros, who manage all their digital assets and all their retail product info in Censhare, but also output all the communication to all the channels from Censhare. So for the creation of shelf toppers, folders, flyers, and catalogs, etc. Migros is a central platform. We have Plus in the Netherlands. We have the Colruyt Group, big customer that we signed last year. We're building a DAM connected with PIM information for them as well. All these chaps want to centralize their product information and their digital assets. Now you're waiting for that revolution, and you need some revolution, because if you want to find Censhare on the MarTech Tech overview, and you know this map if you're a bit in marketing, because it's published every year, and there's every year more and more solutions that you can buy if you have a need to solve some of your business cases, some of your issues to perform marketing and sales. Censhare is somewhere there, we highlighted it. It's in the web experience building and management. That's a strange position. It's in DEM, PIM, and MRM there. And this is a little bit the root of all evil when we talk to customers in solving some of their communication and sales problems. There is so much to buy that a lot of customers have bought all this stuff. And then how to connect everything to it and how to tailor for all these channels. It's horribly complicated. It used to be very simple. This is Albert Heijn ad from the past, and if you wanted to drive customers to your store, you put one-page ad for eggs, and these eggs were sold out the next day if they put it in the newspaper. So it was pretty easy to manage. Everything was apparently print, and if you selected a good newspaper, then you knew what target audience you were selecting. So it was pretty simple. It's become more complicated, and how complicated is that you need to tailor your customers in each and every step of the customer journey. And customer journeys are a mix of online, offline. But imagine the car industry where people who, before they buy a car, in the old days they visited the car dealership about 3 or 4 times on average. And now they are using the car configurators of many car websites before they even go into the dealership. So you need to have a correct an online environment with correct product info, but also in the dealership yourself you need to have the proper information. And all these touch points require content each and every time. And it needs correct content. It goes even further. If you look at Apple's website, it's so rich of content for anybody who wants to buy a phone and who wants to get info on the phone. It not only looks beautiful, but the correct digital asset. It's got all the info that you need on the iPhone or on any other Apple product online. And there's so much product info, and I stopped scrolling at a certain point. Now, this is the simple PIM data of height and width and depth, all the regular stuff that you have in a PIM database for a manufacturer, but also the capacity, the features and functions. It's all there. It needs to be there. It needs to be correctly there. Up to the latest features. This is a pretty cool one. It's the crash detection. I had read a newspaper article just a couple of weeks ago that it activated with someone who was in an accident. So if Apple knows that you're in an accident and you're going 120 miles and you stop all of a sudden and the phone goes all over the place, there's potentially on the basis of this algorithm an accident, and it then calls the emergency services. So much info behind this. And this made me think that content management, it's not only CMS, it's not only text written about a product, it's also product info. It's videos, it's pictures, it's prices, text. And commerce companies who sell only online have so much of this to manage. It needs to be there not only weekly, but daily in real time. So a lot of companies have built content factories. And actually, each and every commerce company has become a publisher. Sounds strange, because the traditional publishers are in media. They produce magazines, they produce newspapers. Like some of our customers who use Censhare to produce consumer magazines. But come to think of it, if you look at Apple and look at each and every other commerce company, they are publishing so much content. And publishing content is a way to drive traffic to stores or to the online environment. Think of Coolblue. If you're Googling how to use a coffee machine that's been broken at your home, you Google for a video on it, 9 out of 10 chances it's produced by Coolblue. With the content that they produce, they are building their brand of being helpful, and in the end also offer you that same product to buy. And one of the nicest publishers in the world who have a factory to build content is IKEA in Almhult. A very small place in the midst of Småland in Sweden. For those who know, if you put your kids in Småland, Sounds like Småland, where they can play all day until you're done shopping, but Småland is actually a very small province in Sweden. It's dominated by IKEA. So in this place, there is an IKEA hotel, an IKEA museum, IKEA bikes, IKEA cars, IKEA taxis, everything is IKEA. And they have this big content factory where they produce all the content that goes into the catalog. So in this case, they're building a small room very quickly, put it full furniture, take pictures, and then they move on to the next room that they built. And all these products, they need to be managed somewhere, somehow. It's pricing, it's pictures, it's text, it's long text, it's descriptions, it's sizing, it's colors, it's everything. It's sourced by Censhare as a central point. So product information management is so vital for commerce environment. Without properly managing it, you won't go anywhere. But you know this because you're a specialist. It's not enough to have an ERP system, pull data from it, throw it in an Excel sheet and populate it, right? And now we go a little bit to the revolution that I'm predicting. It's a big word, but still, there is some sort of gap between what's happening in the commerce world and in the PIM world. And these are some statistics that I pulled from the internet. There's a kind of a reality distortion in commerce and PIM. Because on the top you see that worldwide online sales are increasing by almost 80% every year. You see there are some footnotes with the sources. If you're interested in the sources, I'll give them to you. And 75% of the world's population, even populations that live in areas with not so good coverage, still shop online on a monthly basis. And then if you look at the major corporations ready to tailor for the online shoppers, then you see that Procter & Gamble discovered that 3.6 of its orders are obsolete products, products that don't exist anymore, but hanging somewhere, somehow in a system. And Forrester revealed that 87% of shoppers have left a B2B website because the product description or information did not meet their needs. And the audience becomes so demanding that you need to have the correct info, otherwise you go elsewhere. I'm not representative of the whole world population, but if there's a website and I cannot find out what the height of something is, and I need to fit it somewhere, I'm going somewhere else. And that's a very simple example. And if 40% of buyers return a product due to insufficient product information, what does it say? And another one, 30% of all article data from wholesale or producers had at least one mistake in it. And it's continued and continued. So there is something going on that you need to tailor for. We see why is this happening, because we are interested in the whys of stuff like this. We see with our customers a lot of content silos, where there's an ERP system that's disconnected to the e-commerce environment. Inefficient workflows, too many systems, too many people have to log in into different systems, and software issues. And this is because, as you remember, that landscape of all the software that's available, some new marketing director bought some tool that he liked, and then his predecessor bought another tool and didn't connect it, and there you are. It's more difficult to get rid of software than it is to buy software mostly. So it all sticks around there and it serves some purpose. And especially because IT will always protect what they have already, because what they have, they know, and they're happy with it. And what I see is the true revolution, and that's a bit of micro revolution, but nevertheless, let PIM grab the power over what you do when you do e-commerce. I lately discovered we were working with a company who wanted to build a commerce environment first because that's sexy to do, and the PIM would follow later. In my opinion, that's the wrong way around, because build the house first before you put it full of furniture, and not the other way around. Put your furniture outside and then build a house around it, the other way around. And PIM is not only product features, but it's also digital assets, enriched content, pricing, languages, variants of it, structure, parent structures, variant structures. So build a semantic PIM first with a couple of important things. And think of everything as an asset, which means the product is an asset itself, but the features, the variants are assets as well, and they are all connected to pictures, descriptions, sizes, language variants, a lot of assets to manage with one product in the middle. and build it as a neural network on the semantic database technology of Censhare, and do away with relational databases. If you want to know more about what I mean here, I'm not going to explain, but there's drinks there, then I'll be able to explain a little bit quicker. And that's my presentation. Thank you very much.